Some evenings seem quiet, gentle, and harmless. Yet inside your body, a different story unfolds. After 60, your circulation slows earlier in the night. Your blood becomes slightly thicker, and small evening habits begin shaping how safely your brain will pass through the vulnerable hours between 2 and 6 a.m. I see this often in my clinic here in the United States. Seniors who believe their morning dizziness, heaviness, or mild imbalance is simply age, when in reality their evening routine is quietly increased to their clotting risk. My friend, I want to walk with you calmly tonight, because these changes are real, but they are also fixable. What many older adults don't realize is how silently blood thickens in the evening. When you sit too long, eat too late, or carry stress into bedtime, your blood can become thicker than your heart and brain can manage during sleep. And when morning arrives, that thicker blood may leave you feeling foggy, unsteady, or unusually tired. Small warnings your body tries to send before something more serious happens. And here is what you will gain in the next few minutes. I will show you 4 evening habits you must avoid because they quietly increase clotting, and 4 better habits that help keep your blood smoother, your brain clearer, and your mornings safer. These steps are simple, gentle, and designed specifically for adults over 60. Before we go deeper, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And if you're ready to begin, comment 9. If not, comment 0. Now, let's start. Bad habit 1. Sitting still for too long before bed. The less you move in the evening, the more easily your blood thickens, quietly and without warning. This gentle truth is especially important for adults over 60 because your body manages circulation differently as the day winds down. When you stay seated for long stretches, watching television, scrolling on your phone, or resting in the same position, blood begins to settle in your legs. That stillness naturally makes your blood slightly thicker, placing more strain on the heart as it tries to push it upward. As night approaches, this slow circulation sets the stage for small clots to develop, especially when blood vessels have already become less flexible with age. And once you lie down to sleep, your circulation slows even further. Your body enters its repair mode, but thicker blood does not move smoothly in this state. This becomes particularly risky between 2 and 6 a.m., a time window when seniors face the highest vulnerability for clot-related events. What makes this habit dangerous is how quietly it builds. You may feel fine in the moment, unaware that the stillness is slowly affecting the way your blood flows. By morning, you might wake up feeling unusually heavy, slightly dizzy, or a bit unsteady. Many older adults assume these sensations are harmless signs of aging, when they can actually be early warnings from the bloodstream. To help you picture this clearly, let me share one example from my clinic. Harold, 71, from Texas, spent most evenings sitting through 3 uninterrupted hours of television. One morning, he woke up dizzy and unable to focus well. An MRI revealed a tiny clot, small but meaningful enough to warn him that his routine needed to change. Stories like Harold's are more common than many seniors realize. Breaking this habit does not require intense exercise. Standing every 20 to 30 minutes, stretching lightly, or walking briefly around your home can help your muscles squeeze blood upward and maintain smoother flow. If you often stay seated for long periods in the evening, comment yes so I can see how many of you share this habit. And now, let's move to an evening behavior that is even quieter and often overlooked. Bad habit 2. Eating late and choosing high-starch meals. A late dinner can thicken your blood throughout the night without you feeling a single warning sign. This simple idea becomes increasingly important after 60 because your body processes food more slowly and reacts more strongly to evening shifts in blood sugar. When you eat too late, especially meals heavy in starch like pasta, rice, bread, or potatoes, your blood sugar rises sharply. That rise triggers an insulin response, which then activates mild inflammation and increases how easily your platelets stick together. Over time, this combination makes evening blood noticeably thicker. For adults who drink very little water at night, a habit I see often in my clinic, this effect becomes even stronger. Thicker blood moves more slowly, placing extra pressure on your heart as it tries to push it upward during sleep. The danger peaks between 2 and 5 a.m., a time when the body's internal rhythms naturally lower blood pressure and slow circulation, making thick blood even harder to manage. What makes this habit tricky is how familiar it feels. You finish your day, you relax, you eat a comforting meal, and you assume the evening is harmless. But the body over 60 handles nighttime metabolism differently. Even one late, heavy dinner can leave you waking up with fatigue, mild numbness, or a sense of heaviness in your limbs, signals your bloodstream is sending to get your attention. To help you understand this more clearly, let me share a brief example from my practice. Ethel, 68, from Florida, enjoyed late pasta dinners around 9:30 p.m. for several weeks. She thought nothing of it until she began waking each morning with tingling in her hands. After reviewing her habits, the pattern became obvious. Her late, high-starch dinners were thickening her blood overnight and contributing to those symptoms. Making a gentler change can help. Aim to finish dinner earlier, choose lighter evening meals, and stay hydrated with small amounts of water well before bedtime. If you've ever eaten dinner after 8 p.m., comment 9 so I know you're still with me. And now, let's look at an evening habit that seems harmless, but becomes far more risky when it comes from what you drink. Bad habit 3. Drinking sugary beverages or consuming late caffeine. Even a small sugary drink in the evening can thicken your blood for the entire night. This gentle warning matters because many older adults enjoy a sweet beverage or a warm cup of coffee after dinner without realizing how strongly the body reacts at night. When you drink something high in sugar, your triglycerides rise, causing your red blood cells to become slightly stickier. That stickiness reduces the smooth flow your heart depends on, making your blood move more slowly as bedtime approaches. Late caffeine adds another layer of difficulty. Caffeine consumed in the evening can prevent your body from reaching deep, restorative sleep. Those deep stages are when your system naturally thins the blood and restores healthier circulation. Without that deeper sleep, your blood remains thicker for longer, increasing the strain on your heart between the vulnerable hours of 2 and 6 a.m. Many seniors wake up feeling foggy, tense, or unusually tired, thinking it is age, when it is often the lingering effect of a late-night drink. This habit feels harmless because drinks are easy to overlook. A cup of tea, a flavored latte, or even a small milk tea seems comforting at the end of a long day. But the body over 60 processes sugar differently, and caffeine stays active in the system far longer than most people expect. The combination can quietly raise clotting risk during the night, especially when paired with reduced movement and mild dehydration. Before I share the case study, let me give you a clear picture. I see this pattern often in my clinic. Older adults who enjoy small evening treats without realizing how those drinks affect their blood by morning. One example is Raymond, 76, from Ohio, who enjoyed milk tea around 8 p.m. Most mornings he felt fine, but one day he woke at 5 a.m. with mild tingling on the left side of his face. It lasted only 5 minutes, but it was enough to reveal that his late sweet drink was thickening his blood overnight. A gentler habit is choosing herbal tea, water, or caffeine-free warm drinks earlier in the evening. Do you drink tea or coffee after 6 p.m.? Comment yes or no so I can see how many of you relate. And now, let's move to the most deceptive evening habit, the one you rarely notice until it has already caused harm. Bad habit 4. Going to bed in a high-stress state. Most people don't realize that evening stress can thicken the blood throughout the night. This is especially important for adults over 60 because your cardiovascular system becomes more sensitive to emotional tension as the day winds down. When you feel stressed in the evening, whether from news, arguments, worries, or unfinished tasks, your cortisol and adrenaline rise. These hormones tighten your blood vessels, slowing circulation and increasing the effort your heart must make to move blood through narrowed pathways. As your vessels tighten and circulation becomes sluggish, your blood naturally becomes thicker. This thicker blood moves more slowly during sleep and increases the likelihood of tiny clots forming, especially in people already dealing with age-related changes in vessel elasticity. Stress also increases the chance of mild nighttime rhythm disturbances, which can further reduce steady blood flow to the brain. What makes this habit dangerous is how quietly it happens. You may feel upset, anxious, or tense, but once you lie down, you assume the stress disappears. Yet inside your body, the hormonal effects continue for hours. Between 2 and 6 a.m., your internal stress rhythms naturally rise, making any leftover emotional tension far more impactful. Many seniors wake up with higher blood pressure, chest heaviness, or mild dizziness, not realizing the root cause started the night before. Before I share the case study, let me give you some context from my clinic. I meet many older adults who try to calm themselves before bed, but their evening routines still expose them to information or emotions their bodies cannot process easily at night. One example is Denise, 74, from North Carolina, who watched intense news every evening. Most mornings, she woke with her blood pressure roughly 20 points higher than usual. Once she removed evening stress triggers, her readings slowly returned to a safer range. Gentle evening routines, quiet reading, light stretching, soft music, or calming activities help your nervous system settle and protect circulation through the night. If you often feel worried in the evening, drop an emoji so I can understand how many of you experience this. And now, let's move into the 4 evening habits that can reverse these risks, often within just a few days. Good habit. 1. The 3-minute standing flow before bed. Just 3 minutes before bed can noticeably reduce the risk of nighttime blood pooling. This simple habit is gentle, safe, and especially meaningful for adults over 60, because your circulation slows earlier in the evening and becomes more sensitive to long periods of stillness. When you stand for a short moment before getting into bed, loosen your arms and legs and allow your muscles to contract lightly. You help your blood move upward with far greater ease. Those small movements act almost like a natural pump, encouraging your veins to return blood toward the heart and reducing the thickness that builds after a long day. The chol, standing flow routine doesn't require exercise or strength. It simply encourages your body to send one final reminder to your bloodstream that the day is ending. Light ankle circles, shoulder rolls, slow marching in place, or gentle arm movements all help your muscles squeeze the veins enough to support smoother circulation. For many older adults, this short practice noticeably improves how clear, steady, and rested they feel in the morning. What makes this habit powerful is its timing. Doing it right before bed helps your brain receive a stronger, more stable blood flow as you transition into sleep. It supports your natural oxygen delivery, reduces early morning heaviness, and helps prevent the sluggish circulation that commonly appears between 2 and 6 a.m. To show you how easily this can fit into real life, let me introduce a patient from my clinic. Leonard, 73, from Colorado, struggled with morning grogginess and mild leg stiffness. He didn't want intense exercises, but he agreed to try this 3-minute routine each night. Within a week, he reported clearer mornings, fewer aches, and a calmer transition into sleep. His small commitment made a visible difference. You can begin gently. Stand beside your bed, loosen your shoulders, rotate your ankles, and breathe slowly while moving your legs. These motions tell your body it's time to restore flow, not restrict it. If you're willing to try this simple 3-minute routine tonight, comment yes so I know you're with me. Now, let's move to an evening habit that supports this one beautifully, keeping your blood hydrated at just the right time. Good habit 2. Drinking 150 to 200 millismoles of warm water, 45 minutes before bed. A single sip at the right moment can protect your blood vessels through the entire night. This gentle habit may sound simple, but for adults over 60, it plays a powerful role in keeping blood flow smooth and steady. Many older adults avoid drinking water in the evening because they fear waking up to use the bathroom. But the key is timing. Drinking a small amount, about 150 to 200 milliliters, 45 minutes before bed, gives your body enough time to absorb the water without sending you back and forth all night. Warm water is especially helpful because it relaxes your vessels, encourages better circulation, and gently reduces the thickness that can build after a day of limited hydration. When you go to bed slightly dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated, making it harder for your heart to move it upward during sleep. This thicker blood becomes particularly risky during the vulnerable hours of 2 to 6 a.m., when circulation naturally slows and the body's ability to thin the blood drops. You may not notice dehydration at night because the symptoms are subtle: dry mouth, heaviness in your legs, morning fog, or slight pressure in your head. Many seniors think these sensations are a normal part of aging. Yet in my clinic, I see again and again how gentle hydration in the evening can noticeably change how seniors feel in the morning. To help you visualize this, let me introduce a patient whose experience might sound familiar. Barbara, 70, from Arizona, rarely drank water at night because she worried about waking up. But she often started her mornings feeling unusually stiff and cloudy. After shifting to a warm half-glass of water 45 minutes before bed, she felt lighter, clearer, and less tense by sunrise. This habit does not require force or discomfort. Simply drink slowly, choose warm water, and allow your body to absorb it before you lie down. It is a small step that supports your heart, brain, and nighttime circulation. If you're open to trying this evening hydration routine, comment yes so I know you're still with me. Now, let's move toward an evening habit that supports your metabolism and protects your blood far beyond the nighttime hours. Good habit 3, the flow plate dinner. Low starch, high fiber, light protein. The lighter your dinner, the smoother your blood, and the better your brain is protected. This gentle idea becomes especially meaningful after 60, when your body processes evening meals differently than it did years ago. A heavy, starchy dinner can raise your blood sugar quickly, leading to a strong insulin response that continues working long after you fall asleep. When insulin rises at night, your red blood cells become slightly more adhesive, which makes your blood flow less smoothly. That slower flow increases the likelihood of mild nighttime clotting. A flow plate dinner, low in starch, rich in fiber, and supported by light protein, helps your body maintain steadier blood sugar levels. This gentle balance reduces nighttime inflammation, promotes a calmer heart, and supports healthier circulation as the evening progresses. Fiber slows digestion, keeps your blood sugar from spiking, and gently reduces insulin levels. Light protein provides stability without overwhelming your system, giving your bloodstream the conditions it needs to move freely during sleep. Many older adults underestimate how much an evening meal affects their morning clarity. Heavy dinners often lead to waking up with stiffness, dullness, or mild pressure in the head. These sensations feel like normal aging, but in my clinic I've seen how they can improve quickly with a smoother evening routine. To help you picture this clearly, let me introduce a real example. Ellis, 72, from Indiana, often enjoyed large evening meals, potatoes, bread, and heavy sauces. He felt sluggish most mornings and assumed it was simply part of getting older. When he transitioned to a flow plate, vegetables, legumes, and a small portion of fish or eggs, his mornings became brighter, lighter, and steadier within a week. You don't need perfection. Start with small steps. Replace one starch with vegetables. Add greens, beans, or simple proteins like eggs or salmon. Keep flavors gentle, portions reasonable, and timing consistent. If you're willing to try a lighter flow plate dinner tonight, comment yes so I can see who's still following along. And now, let's move to the fourth evening habit, one that protects your blood, your heart, and your mind by calming your body before sleep. Good habit 4. The 10-minute wind-down stress reset before sleep. Lowering stress before sleep is one of the most direct ways to reduce clotting risk. This gentle truth matters especially for adults over 60, because your heart, blood vessels, and nervous system become more sensitive to emotional tension as the day ends. When stress levels remain high in the evening, your heart rate rises, your cortisol increases, and your body shifts into a state that makes the blood slightly thicker. Even mild tension can tighten your vessels enough to slow circulation during the night. A simple 10-minute wind-down stress reset helps reverse this pattern. By slowing your breathing, relaxing your shoulders, and quieting your thoughts, you lower your heart rate naturally. As your heart rate drops, your vessels relax, your cortisol settles, and your bloodstream begins moving more freely. This gentle calm also reduces the chance of mild nighttime rhythm disturbances, something many older adults never notice but often affects early morning blood flow. These 10 quiet minutes prepare your body for safer, smoother circulation during the vulnerable hours between 2 and 6 a.m. Many seniors tell me they don't feel stressed, yet their mornings reveal a different story. Tightness in the chest, faster heartbeat, or foggy thinking. Evening stress often hides behind routine habits, such as absorbing heavy news, scrolling through emotional posts, or replaying worries from the day. To give you a clearer picture, let me share a real example. Loretta, 74, from Virginia, always felt tense before bed, though she never called it stress. She watched dramatic news every night, then struggled with elevated blood pressure each morning. Once she adopted a simple 10-minute breathing and stretching routine before sleep, her readings slowly returned to a safer level, and her mornings felt lighter. Your reset can be simple. Sit quietly, breathe slowly, relax your jaw, listen to soft music, or place your hands over your chest. The goal isn't perfection, it's calm. If you often feel tense before bed, comment yes so I can understand how many of you relate. Now that we've covered the 4 habits that protect your evenings, let's bring everything together so you can apply these steps with confidence. Your evenings shape far more than you realize. Small changes, moving gently, eating earlier, drinking warm water, and easing stress help keep your blood smoother through the night and your mornings clearer and safer. These habits protect your heart, support steady circulation, and give your brain the calm it needs between 2 and 6 a.m. My friend, age does not take away your ability to protect yourself. It simply asks for a different kind of care. Please share one thing you learned today. If this helped, comment 9. If not, comment 0. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.